Louder, come on, Dubai! Ladies and gentlemen, from Iraq,
I'm from the Modern East, and we have Sarah Shebani here, who's a musician in Dubai. So we're very excited to have you, Sarah. Thank you.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
So can you tell us a bit about yourself?
I'm a singer-songwriter, Dubai-based. I'm Iraqi, and yeah, I've been doing music and writing songs and singing and releasing music and performing for the past 4 years.
Wow. So you studied at a music school in the UK. Tell us about that. What did you learn over there?
Yeah, so I went to London, British and Irish Modern Music Institute. So that's a school I went to. And I studied songwriting for 1 year. It was a diploma course.
What inspired you to go? Because you had said that you had studied film and videography. And then, and then what made you suddenly want to make the switch and go and study this?
It's not like I've always wanted to be a musician, but I've always known that I have a very strong passion for music. And I've always wanted to sing, and I've always wanted to, it's the one thing that I was so afraid of. And I think that's when you know that it's so important to you, is when you're really afraid of something, to discover something, because you're afraid of like it diving in and then suddenly losing it or realizing that you're not good enough. And so the second option that I wanted to go for was like a creative field. And, you know, I've always been into visuals, and for me, being a photographer was like one of my biggest hobbies. So when I graduated from high school, I thought, okay, so, you know, maybe music is not a thing, and people are not really like admitting that, you know, music cannot be a career, and you know, you get how society can be like. So I went for film, photography and digital production, script writing and storytelling. After I graduated, I had like a wake-up call. I had to be very honest with myself. And I asked myself, what is the one thing that I really, really want to do? What makes me happy? And I think being happy is very important. And the answer was music. It was like there was no other choice, you know?
Insecurities scream out publicly, and I know how to sort it. Yes, I'm human. Guess what? I get foolish. I stress out, I fall out, I get down and I get stupid. I could be a savage about it. You call me cute, but I can do damage. I'm good, but I can be a bad bitch.
I feel like when you go to college, like you have to decide at the age of 18 where you don't really know what's going on. So understandably, within your 20s, you kind of realize like, what is it that I really want? So
exactly. Especially if you're not, especially if you don't feel like you have that support system, but it's not the support system that wasn't given to you, but it's also the support system that you never actually tried to look for, because at the end of the day, I was very shy and I kept it as a secret, you know, singing when I was a teen. I had stage fright and I wouldn't sing in front of anybody. So how would people know? And I think that, you know, building my confidence throughout the years was also a very, very important factor in why I wanted to pursue music, or how I pursued music.
That's amazing. Yeah. How many songs have you released so far?
Wow. Okay. So there was an EP of 6 tracks in 2016. And after that, I believe around 23 songs.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. And where's your music available?
Everywhere, on all streaming platforms. So Spotify, iTunes, Deezer, Anghami, YouTube, Bandcamp, pretty much everywhere. Yeah.
That must be really cool. You also have Georgia Smith's show. How was that experience in Dubai?
So yeah, that was in 2019, last year, December.
Wow. Okay.
I don't know. That was crazy. You know what? I'm just going to be straight up and really honest. It was terrifying. It was my first big show. aside from Soul DXB, obviously, but I did Soul DXB in 2017. And so opening for Georgia was a different feeling. I was so scared. Before I went up on stage, I was pretty sure that I was going to crack. Like I was going to just faint. I felt like my hands were numb. You know, I couldn't get a breath in. So, but the beauty of that is that the minute you walk into stage, and the crowd was beautiful. So that was my favorite part about opening for Georgia Smith, is that I was very lucky to have had an incredible audience. They were so supportive and so loving, and, you know, they were interacting, and seeing them, like, you know, they knew some of the songs that I was singing, and I was just like, okay. So the minute I came out of the stage and I saw everyone, and it was like, what, 20,000 plus.
Oh my God.
That's what I heard. And so I was like, okay, so exactly. You either fight or flight. And I was like, no, this is everything I've been working for. So I'm going to fight, and I'm going to stay here. And then within the second and third song, the performance just eased in, and I got a lot more comfortable, and I started to really enjoy it. And I was like, okay, this is a feeling of where I'm entertaining this audience. I'm giving them something, and I got that connection, and it was just,
that's amazing.
It's beautiful. Yeah, it was great.
Where else have you performed? You said that you also did Soul DXB. Yeah,
I did Soul DXB in 2017. My first show after I came back from London was in Stereo Arcade back in the day. Yeah. And the thing is, you have two types of shows. So you have the shows that are like more for the community, for the music, big shows. You know, you have the right audience coming through, and then you have the more corporate. Because I'm a full-time musician, and I perform on a regular basis, if not, you know, weekly or daily. So, you know, it's scattered all around. You just got to do what you got to do.
Yeah,
you know?
I promise.
Okay, that was a good one. Let's do it again.
I feel the cold in this place, striking matches just to change my ways, tracing smoke in a fireplace, setting voices and doubts ablaze, pulling me down, 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 down to shame.
How would you describe the genre of music that you create?
I would describe it as a contemporary R&B crossover to pop. So yeah. I mean, I have different songs. When I collaborate with other artists, I feel like I pick the deep R&B. But then I feel like some of the songs that I write alone as a solo artist are more like, okay, R&B crossover pop. But I'm really trying to explore and find my sound even until now. I think that it's you know, I've only been doing this for 4 years, and in the lifetime or the span of a music career, this is the moment where an artist is supposed to be discovering themselves, figuring out what their sound is like, what they're most comfortable with, what their audience wants to see or hear. So still figuring it out. Yeah,
that's cool. It's a process.
Yeah, it is.
What inspires you the most when you get creative to write a song? What's your process to write a song?
I like to talk about my life and my experiences and my emotions in music. It's like my own diary, sort of. And that's what inspires me most, because it's a way for me to be very honest and truthful with an audience, when in reality you feel like it's very difficult for you to just sit there and talk about some things that some people might think are either way too emotional or taboo, or just, you know, too deep. Yeah. So I express it through music. Yeah.
That's amazing, honestly. But what's your favorite song of all time to cover?
Ooh, that's a tough one, because I feel like I used to cover so many songs. So when I first started music, I would what I did with my beginning days is that I would post covers on YouTube. And I think my favorite cover back in the day to play was Toxic by Britney Spears.
Oh, cool.
I would play it on the guitar, and I have my own twist to it. Obviously, like, you know, so many people do that as well. But right now, this day, it's either Issues by Julia Michaels.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, or Hotline Bling by Drake.
Nice.
These two. I cover them in the more piano, the acoustic version. So,
which music artist do you love the most and probably see as a role model?
That's a very tough one, but I think the most artists that influenced me, not in terms of music or songwriting, but just in terms of like such a good vibe and a really, really like a very mystical approach to her career is Neo. She's from the UK. I traveled all the way to Brighton and I saw her live, and it was one of the most beautiful, beautiful performances. Funny enough, Georgia Smith was opening for her, so it was back in the day. It was 2016. Yeah.
Oh my God!
So,
wow.
So years gone by, and Georgia Smith comes here, and I opened for her, and so I don't know. I felt like I'm very connected to that kind of circle, and Neo specifically. I love her songwriting. I love the way that she sings. I love her concept and her topics and music and the choices. So yeah, definitely Neo.
Any new music releases anytime soon?
Yeah, I've got a couple of singles coming out after Ramadan, and once I release these singles, I really want to focus on putting together an album. It's honestly like the biggest goal right now. I just want to do like a work of art and just release it.
Really cool.
Yeah.
I know you hate this question, but where do you see yourself in 5 to 10 years?
There we go. So, you know what? Still doing what I do, still doing music, releasing music, albums upon albums, and collaborating with artists, whether in the city or abroad. I want to expand my audience. I want to travel and I want to tour the world. Sure, you know, let's win a Grammy. Why not? Dream big. You know, I just want to continue doing this. It makes me happy, and I think it's very important to just. It's simple, you know, not complicated. If it makes you happy, go do it. And I just want to pursue my career.
That's
I want to pursue.
Amazing. Honestly, you're so talented, and thank you so much for doing this interview with us. We're so happy to have you here.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. Honestly, it's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. Take care and good luck with everything.